by the reef there. Still a couple miles out. Right. Roy B. Yeah, we need it. We need to do a happy poop. Look at this. Good morning. Yeah, I was thinking about turning around and heading back into the islands, but fish have been out here, so we'll give it a shot. If it gets too rough, we'll just turn around. I haven't put my gear down yet, so you guys get seasick. There's definitely something out here. Maybe the Starlink won't work today, I don't know. It's a southwesterly. It's for some reason the west wind, it really gets gnarly, man. It's not nice. East wind, south wind, north wind. I'm not a big fan of the north wind either. Northeast wind, but southwest is like the worst. That's what this is. A little southwest wind happening. Yeah, it does. It was worse behind me when I came over the bar there. It was pretty gnarly. It mellowed out. I'm out in the channel now, 500 feet of water. It'll probably get rough to get out here where I want to fish. There would be hardly any delay if I turned and went up into the islands right now, but fishing has been pretty lame up there. I mean, I have been getting some fish, but it's been like way better out on the beach. I'd like to try and get out here. Please come out. If I see something I really don't think I want to fish in, I'll turn around. I might get there. It's borderline for me. It's not like I'm getting 20 a day out here. They said 3.6 feet at 8 seconds. It's more like 5 feet at 3 seconds. Good morning, Patrick. One thing is I don't have my stabilizers in yet. That's a good sign that it's fishable. If I get this far without my stabies. Here goes the bird. Birds are good. almost too rough, but I don't know. Might be able to fish it. It's supposed to get worse. That's not a good thing. I don't like it. Let's go up to that other island. I'm not trying to deal with this. I don't think it's worth it. Let's go, it's gonna get worse, and it's gonna get a little windier where we're going, and the waves get a little worse out there. It's already borderline here. Let's go on up to the island. We were getting a few fish up there. That'll be way more chill. Tomorrow's a no-go for out there for sure, and then it's better again on Thursday. Let's go over here to this island. Yeah, we've been getting a few at the island. Luke got 3 yesterday right at the north end here. Part of it might be the tides going out, standing up against that. You know, going opposite the wind. Really not trying to deal with it myself. Like I said, it's not like we got 20 a day out there. If it was 20 a day, I'd go for it, but it's not. Vernon! Yeah, we're gonna go mess around this kelp, I guess. Not really trying to deal with all that swell and stuff. And the, what you call it? Doctor. Yeah, it's for my blood this morning. I don't like that southwesterly, it's not cool. Stuff's gonna fall off my counters. Might have to put my stabilizers in here. What's up, Coast-Sider? Yeah, I was gonna go out there to the middle of the bay, but I'm bailing on that plan. It's a little bit much. We're retreating. Retreat! I almost made it out there. Almost made it out there. Decided I don't like it. Yeah, that southwest wind's not much good. I'm retreating. Down with that. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'm gonna throw a stabilizer out. I'm gonna throw my starboard stavy out there. Give me a second. Give me 1 second here. Chill it out quite a bit there with that stabilizer fin in. We'll be chilling. If I put 2 in, then we'd really be chilling, but I gotta get a speed. I gotta run up to the island, it's a little ways out. Jesus is the truth, hell is real. The burger snoop. I need my hat to keep me warm. It gets bigger every day. This hat. But yeah, I think it. I mean, it all depends on like the way the sea conditions are, you know. If it's blowing east, you can fish east 20 out there. It'd be about like that, but it's supposed to pick up. What's up, Tex? Good morning. Yeah, I'm not really rigged for it. You know, by March, I'll tighten the boat up a little bit more and I don't know, 15, 20 a day, I would go right out into that. I'm not going for 6. I'm not gonna do it. We should be able to get 3 or 4, you know, right here in the island. Hopefully it'll be better than it was. Maybe we can get 10 or 15 up in here, who knows. I'll go for 3. I'm looking for 3 today. Lucas got 3 yesterday. Don't you wish you knew when the market was going to go up and down, Tex? You could have sold all your silver and then bought it back. Good morning, Sky River. I tried to get out there. Nah, it's not even blowing here, but it's blowing somewhere southwest. It's standing up like 5 foot sea, and it's right wave after wave right on top of each other. And it's supposed to pick up quite a bit this afternoon. So I had to put in a stabilizer just to make my retreat. The boat was actually doing pretty good with the wave on its bow, and then when I turn around, nothing like that. Kind of wallowing around. Stuff's trying to fall off my counters and everything else. It'll be hunky-dory up here at this island though. That'll be no problem up here. The wind is supposed to shift too. It's supposed to shift from the southwest to the south. So, the south doesn't even have anywhere to fetch up on. There's a mainland blocking the wind from the south of the island. Not out in the open wind, though. Man, that fog and stuff moved right in. That island went right behind the fog. Can't see it anymore. Shannon, I don't want to do it, man. The numbers were decreasing anyway. If I was in double digits, I'd have gone for double digits. I'm not going for less than that. We'll try up here in the island. My buddy got 3 at the north end, which is like not even the best island. So we'll go over to my favorite island. See if we can pick up 3 too. I guess he'll come out today. I don't know. I can text him. Yeah, they said 3.6 feet in 8 seconds, and it's more like 5 feet in 3 seconds. So yeah, I don't know where they get their numbers from, but they're not right. I guess the ground swell might be 3 foot, but they're not counting the wind waves. That's what I need a 40-footer for. Go right out there, and even 36-footer, no problem. My boat, jumping all over. I can do it, but it's not fun. It's not fun at all. Oh well. We won't have as far to run as normal. I'm already out here, you know. I left early today. It seems like it's all good now. I'm up here and like, I feel like I should go back out there, but it wasn't so cool out there where I was trying to get to. Let's get in a better position. Boat is super seaworthy. It just moves around a lot. I got herring on the counter. I got line spools, a power drill, paper towels. All these things would go on the floor if I went out there. I'm not for it. I have a latch. I got a sliding door. You know, I have a latch. I have to latch the door or else it'll bam, bam, bam. It shouldn't do that up in the island here. We're already pretty much out of the weather. We'll get back out on Thursday out there. Give them a few days to replenish. It's kind of disturbing how fast the calendar is moving because we'll potentially be closed on March 15th, so I got to get everything I can between now and March 15th. Thank God I got halibut, so halibut will open up March 20-something, and then Kings will open back up May 1st. We'll see. They might give us an extension. I think it would be wise if they did not give us an extension and just shut everybody down. Sports fishing. They'd probably shut us down and then let the sports fishermen go to town. We'll see. One thing's for sure, there's a few fish that came in the bay, so praise God for that. Not trolling around out here catching nothing all day. See what we can do with them over here. Jim Britt, good morning! I got the zip tie that holds my phone in places over the chat when it first pops up there. I thought that was going to be a Jim Britt because I seen the color-coded purple J, but couldn't see the text or the name. Okay. It's blowing southwest up into the bay against the tide, so I didn't like it. I turned around and I'm headed back up to the island. Hopefully we can get at least 3 more at the island. What did we get? Last time we were here, we got 1, and then we went out offshore and whacked them pretty good. Luke fished Luke fished right at the mouth of the Johnstone yesterday here at North End, about like where I'm at now, closer to the island. He got 3. He said he didn't see any life or nothing. He just caught 3 fish. Yeah, I'm not hoping. I'm not expecting to catch anything like we got out there. It's much better fishing out there than up in here usually. But the weather's nice in here. So I was telling the guys, if I was getting double digits, 15, I had 20 fish, I'd go right out there. I'd throw my stabilizers out, comfort the dog, and go for it. But not for the number I'm getting. It might be 20 today out there, I don't know. The wind's supposed to pick up quite a bit. That's the other factor. You know, it's kind of real uncomfortable already, and then it's supposed to pick up, so you can go out there if you want. I'm not going out there. There's no competition either. It's not like the big boat's gonna wipe them out. That drives me out there a lot of times. You know, if there's a 43-footer out there catching all the fish, if I don't go out, I won't get my share. You know, if the other boats are out there, you got to go out or you won't get your share. You know, they're not going to wait for you and wait for the weather to get nice so you can come out with them. They go out and catch all the fish. But since there's no other boats, look at us, let them get in there and be happy. We'll get them on Thursday. We ought to put our lines down in about 15 minutes here. I might go over to Night Island today. We haven't tried Night Island. You know, with there having been a few fish coming through here, it's likely that they really like that big island, that Night Island. It's liable that, you know, some fish that came through would stick to that island because it's a good habitat for them. What's up, bub? I like to fish this island here. It's closer, and I have a lot of experience fishing around it. It's pretty simple. If they're in there, I can usually get them. Kind of changed the weather on me too. I looked at it early this morning, and it was showing it going to be pretty cool. And then right before I went out and made the turn, I looked at it again, and it was like, wait a minute, that's not what you told me this morning. Changing the stick on me there. Outdoors with Skater is live in 30 minutes. Ice fishing. I didn't order those Kajiki squids last night. I went home. I already had some 308 brass prep, so I just did some. I got all these bullets in. That was pretty exciting. I loaded up some Sierra 165 grade Olive Point Bowtail, what do they call it, the Game King. It's got like a little crimp on the front that looks like a star. It's open a little bit. It's for big game hunting. Windy at 15 foot. Yeah, that's what they're talking about here on the ocean. It's gonna be breezy, and it's not supposed to be a big swell in the bay, but it's looking pretty big to me this morning. I didn't like it. was pretty chill when I was running into it, but then when I turned around with those and the boat was coming in the way, knocked something off my counter, knocked the spoon off my counter. I still have fish on board. I was gonna sell tomorrow. I packed them in ice pretty well. I don't have a lot of ice left, but I got enough ice to keep everything cold. And yeah, I mean, if they're not biting, I might go in early and sell. I was thinking if they're not biting, I might go over to Night Island and see if there's anything over there. Probably a mistake, but we've been getting a few around this Jack Island, around the kelp and stuff. So Luke got 3 yesterday. I think we could get 3 in here. If I could get 3, that would be good. Tide's running pretty strong. That must be why the waves are so rough out there. Got the wind blowing up in the bay and then the water pushing out. It gets bad with the southwest and it gets really bad with the north. Those are the 2 worst ones for the tide waves. Wind waves. This is really weird that there's fish like, I mean, maybe they won't be here today. Normally there's not fish like up in the islands this time of year. It's normally just out on the bar. I mean, right now they're back in the bay pretty good. Have been. Nice and relaxing weather back up in here. Yeah, another thing is the guy, Larry Bemis, he usually catches all the fish up in the islands. Like, he's got a bay liner with an outboard on it, and he'll run 20 knots from one island to the next and just clean up all the fish that are around the kelp and all the spots. There's like spots where they hang out. He'll get them all, and he'll get like, 10, 15 fish sometimes. He's going from island to island. So then when I come in, they're kind of been beat up on, but he's not fishing, so that's probably why I'm catching them in the islands. I normally wouldn't get them, but now there's nobody else getting them, so. Chicago Harbor doesn't hit this time of year, I don't think. They will. Sometimes in the spring it goes crazy. I mean, you never know. You never know. But along the front side of that island and that saddle, I think it's like 1.5 miles or something like that. It might be 2 miles from this island to the front of Night Island. I'm seeing some birds moving around here. Some gulls. They're headed northwest, west-northwest. Maybe that's where the mass herring's at. Luke said he didn't see any sign of nothing yesterday. He just got 3 fish. He said he was grateful he got more than 1. He's been getting only 1 too. halfway across this channel, I'll set the gear down. We're right on the edge of it now. Yeah, real nice. When I got to the harbor, it was kind of breezy in the harbor, and that's always a bad sign. So I came north through the pass instead of going around the front. That was a good choice. And then that leaves me the option to hit these islands instead of just turning around and going back to the harbor if it's too rough. We'll try the islands. Good morning, Tom Gardner. Let's open the Bible real quick before we start risking our life out there. Let's go right to 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 18. This charge I commit to you, son Timothy, according to the prophecies previously made concerning you, that by them you may wage the good warfare, having faith and a good conscience, which some have rejected concerning the faith, and suffered shipwreck. Does that sound like anybody we know? Of whom are Hymenaeus and Alexander, whom I delivered to Satan, that they may learn not to blaspheme. Oh my goodness. Truth. God's word speaks the truth into my life, not just like for Timothy, but that's real today. It means something to me. Should go a little further. I don't want to set my gear out and then it'll take us a while to get the gear set. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it. See what we got. We got the gear dialed in, you know, that we know they're eating those glow spoons and white assassins, so ready to deliver the goods to the fish and see what they like. Okay, yeah. There's a couple of things that they seem to not like that I still have out. Maybe I should take those off the gear here. All right. Well, they do like that moonshine thing. I got the, I pulled it up in the catalog to show, my goodness, to show Luke what I was talking about. I found them. Tackle USA has them. Where did my brush go? Oh, there it is. Guess I wasn't meant to brush the leads today, so I don't have to brush them every day. Yeah, they're $10, and they come in about 1,000 different colors. water's a little murky, but it's really not too bad. It's a little murk. Not too bad. Blood in our fish box, that's a good sign. Haven't caught anything yet today. Okay. Take these cutters inside, they're getting rusted. The rust eats the edge on it, and they don't cut anymore. Try and keep them unrusted here. Yeah, these cutters seem to work really good for a while and then they stop working. Leaving them out in the rain probably doesn't help anything. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Woo. Little chilly out there, but not raining at the moment, so that's nice. It's supposed to get cold. I can see the north wind coming. That's the cold wind, the north. Holly's almost done with my new hat. She's got a new hat. It's got white whales and a black and white, gray and white. She almost finished it, and she got mad because I told her the whales were distinct. Stop making them. Thanks for the high five, Gary. We're gonna get back over in this slot here between the beach and the kelp there. Right there is where I had that double mark of the 2 big fish coming up. They didn't hit, and I got that. It's haunting me. Those fish are in there, but they didn't bite. I'm gonna go back and try and get them again. This is where all those eagles were and stuff. They're gone now. It's kind of, I was wondering if all that herring and stuff might have gone over to Knight Island. The doghouse, I know the doghouse. I was saying, I want the hat, the new one. Don't give her any ideas, Gary. Goodness gracious. Come on, fish, come on. Northern fishing outdoors in the house. I'm in Alaska, trying to catch the salmon with the hooks. A little rough to get offshore. We're just poking around in the islands here where it's nice and calm, relatively speaking. Not expecting a whole lot, but hopefully we get 2 or 3. That'd be great. If I get 2 or 3 and go get my crabs, or set my crab trap up right, that would be good. That's for sure, Gary. There's some around. Dispatching the halibut. Yeah, commercial fishing, we just bring them in. They don't want us to shoot them because the lead, they don't want the lead in the meat and stuff, so we just clobberitize them with a bat, hit them with the gaff in the head or whatever, yeah. Mostly we just bring them on the boat. Bring them in the boat and then pulverize them on the dome when they get in here. It's a good question. It's coming. Yeah, maybe, Holly. Get some chicken soup. Make some of that egg drop soup, maybe. Thanks, Gary. I guess Cade's coming back maybe tonight. He could, well, it should be this morning, really. He can check the traps now. I don't know how he's going to do that on a four-wheeler, maybe. I don't know. Smurfy is here. What's up, Smurfy? I don't think you were here the last 2 days we were catching fish, Smurfy. You came in on a day when the weather's bad. I can't get out there. If there was a different forecast, I would go for it, you know. If the weather was going to get better or stay stable, I would have gone for it, but it's supposed to get quite a bit worse this afternoon and then bad tonight, so like real bad. Go out there and get water in the fuel because I'm going like this and break down, and then here comes the stag on gale. I guess Nick's boat's in the water. Nick can probably come and get me. Or Wayne Ivers running. He's not in town though. Enoch's boat's taken apart. Working on the transmission. Yeah, that was a good meal. I still got some of that left over on the boat here. Got a little moose. Last night we had moose. Oh, Sky River, thank you so much. You guys, thank you. Yeah, that's Enoch with the orange anchor. He gets seasick real bad. So instead of kingfishing or having pressure to kingfish, he took his boat engine apart. He's got a drift gill net permit, so he goes down to the southeast where there's drift gill net fishery. And he went down there last year and loaded up on money, so he doesn't even have to work now. They got a little bit of halibut to catch too. That's one of the few people I got more halibut than. I bought some of their halibut last year. Last year I bought 1,200 pounds of halibut from them or something. All right, marking a little bit of feed as we come up by the kelp. That's a good sign. Seeing a little bit of that small herring mark up by the top. Maybe there'll be some fish around here. I hope so. Sometimes fishing can be good around this island. It's usually my bread and butter in the winter, but I don't mess with it in the spring because there's not fish here in the spring. So this year is, yeah, it would be nice if they were in here every day. I'd take 3 fish out of here every day while the weather's bad. Fine with that. When it's really bad, it's too rough to get here too. It gets pretty rough out here at this island. It sits out away from the land quite a bit. There's that floating kelp there. Floating kelp. Hey, boy, the kelp. Yeah, now that I think about it, the last day we fished here all day, we ran in shallow and I got daggone snagged the kelp that was growing away from the patch. "60-foot deep kelp from." Maybe there's fish in the islands because the hundreds of sea lions didn't come in this year. Maybe that's why there's fish in here. We've been for the last 7 years or something, it's just been more and more sea lions every year coming in. And then this year there was nothing for them to come into, so they didn't come in. Stupid lions. Hope they all die of starvation. Not every last one, but like most of them. Here we go. We're lining up on the kelp. Yeah, remember when we were fishing up by this island, I think it was in December, and I finally hooked like my 3rd fish. I was going to get 3, and the dang sea lion grabbed it. Must have left the area with not enough king salmon to keep them happy, and all the other sea lions that met up with them, they went like They all knew there was no fish in here, so they didn't come in. I think that's one thing animals can communicate pretty well. It's like whether or not there's food, where they're coming or going. They can tell each other if there's food or not. Their body language and stuff. That's so funny that yesterday there's so much traffic on the YouTube and today we only got 8 people. Whatever. The algorithm hears me talking that it's gonna be slow fishing and then they don't send anybody. Yeah, they come in August. Sometimes we get great whites. We got killer whales that live in here. Maybe since there wasn't a lot of herring and king salmon around, the killer whales turned on the lions. That'd be nice. They drove them out. I don't know. Over the last 3 weeks, I've started to see some sea lions out on the bar. Thank you, Gary, hooking it up with the green super cheap. I'll have to get the Kajiki squids ordered up here. I wonder if this phone's working today. I can order it with this. Oh yeah, there we go. I don't know if I got eBay on this one. Where are we gonna get them from? They're kind of hard to find, actually. Let's see. I think I normally get them from, where do I get them from? Tackle Warehouse, maybe? What was the one with those moonshine spoons? That was Tackle USA. Check them out. Yeah. Fish USA. Is that it? That must have been it. Fish USA. Search products. Silver Horde, I think. They were hard to find. Twice it came up Silver Horse, not Horde. There, I got it that time. Let's see here. We got, get out of here. Silver Horde Stubby Dodger, Silver Horde Cut Plug, Silver Horde Gold Star Hoochie. I want Kajiki Squid. Silver Horde Ace High Fly. Silver Horde, Rig Hoochie, Twinkle Skirt, Needlefish, Gum Pucky, Snubber, Fishing Bag, Rudder Flasher. Is that it? They don't have it. Let's try straight to the point. Kajiki Squid. Got it. Yeah, look, Fisherman's Warehouse. Like I said. Yamashita Kajiki Squid. It doesn't have a picture of a Kajiki Squid, though. It's got a picture of an octopus version one. Shallow in here. Everybody wants my email. Yeah, Fisherman's Source, this says. They're calling it a Kajiki Squid, but the price isn't right either. It's, let's try again. Let's find that. Fisherman's Warehouse is where I normally get them from. West Marine has them. I'm spot. I'm looking for the Kajiki squid. Get a deckhand, maybe? Yeah, not this time of year. Maybe not. No. Maybe Killian wants to work for me on the lingcod bite again. Yeah, Fisherman's Warehouse. Just like I said, there they got them. There, Kajiki squid. Oh, they have several colors. They have the white assassin, which has never worked for me in Kajiki squid. I've tried it. Bone crusher. No, I got blown in. I was headed out to the spot where all the fish are, and then yeah, the weather forecast isn't good, and the conditions on the water weren't good either. So and it's supposed to deteriorate further. So I just packed it into the island. We're fishing up next to the kelp, hoping we can scratch up a few in here. There was a hand troller, got a few yesterday around the kelp, so maybe we can get some. We'll try over at this other island too. It's been an afternoon bite around in the island, so maybe don't expect much to happen for a while. They got the white assassin, they got the glow and orange one, the coho color. They got the glow with the green splatterback, which never worked for me. They got the dark green glow splatterback, which I've never even tried before. The Kajiki squid, that might be good for coho. They got the blue glow with the kind of a dark stripe. They got the brown one with the blaze orange, and they also have the black one, and they got straight up chartreuse. I was thinking I need this one, the black and glow cop car, right? Oh, look, we got the super close up. That is very close. You can see double glow. Now I can't get out of this screen where it's all zoomed in and stuff. Come back out. Come back in. Gary says skip mode. Yeah, color. Glow brown splatterback. That's the one. Glow brown splatterback. Alright, that's a cart. Add to cart added. One item has been added to your cart. And also, where'd it go? Black. Glow back. Glow/black. Add to cart. They're 4.75 inches long. Made of Kajikis. What else do we need from the Fisherman's Warehouse? What else do we need from them? Nothing? A beef and bacon burrito. The bilge has everything you need. Let's see what it costs to ship 2 of these. That's $40 for 2 packs, by the way. Proceed to checkout. Proceed to checkout. Secure checkout. No account, no problem. Checkout as guest. Oh, you must give us your email. Kind of annoying, my automatic fill's not working on this site. Oh no, I gotta fill everything in. That's lame. me a link to the squidlures.com. Let's try that one. Squid lures. Maybe their website's easier to check out on. KJK Squid! Oh, they got a white one. Yeah, this is like a different company. 9-inch glow. 9 inches. No. 9 inch. 6 inch. 6 inch is still too big. Here we go. 4 inch. 4 inch is too small. Try the 4 inch ones. Hot Uchi. What is it? California, maybe. I got a mark swimming down on the screen. It's kind of a small mark. It's coming down from 25 feet, looking into 40. Maybe it'll bite. Sometimes I see a small mark, but I think that's just because the sonar only got a piece of it. It could be a real fish. Let's see. It's not biting right now, though. No bites. Aren't quite the right thing. Kajiki squid. That's probably the white assassin. Check out. I have to read. And when I put the new phone, when I got the new phone all set up, it sucked all the information out of my other phone and left it blank. Oh no. Man. I'm doing this later. Not doing it today. I got no auto pay going on with that thing. I wonder if they got any on eBay. Probably got eBay's auto pay set up. Safari. Hey. These things are kind of hard to find. Calling this one a Kajiki squid, it's not a Kajiki squid. They don't have, oh, no, they don't have it on eBay. That's not surprising. This is a bummer. I'm going through the same spot where I got fish in here the other day and I'm not getting anything. Yeah, the moonshine. I saw those online. I was showing my buddy. I found them at Fish USA. They had like a million different colors. That blackened That black and blaze orange one does look good on the website there. In real life, it's super ugly though. They must literally have like 200 colors in that spoon. It's kind of rocking and rolling even in here on the island. That'd be nice out offshore today. Yeah, I noticed the glow is really strong. After it gets dark and I'm back looking at the back deck in the dark, that thing is glowing like crazy. Yeah, there's no anchovies here. We got a big smelt run that comes in late February. It's probably happening out there right now. Haven't seen any of those. I haven't seen any of the hooligan smelting the fish yet though. Some years the hooligan don't come in. The herring comes in different levels of thickness. Maybe if we don't get a bite right away, we'll go straight over to Night Island and fish try back up here. Afternoon. No, I don't ever fish up here this time of year. I mean, normally I don't catch anything here. Last couple trips though, we got some fish up here. I haven't heard of anybody trying Night Island. Like I said, normally Larry Bemis would go all around up here and get all the fish. He's not fishing right now. I think his boat is in the water, but I'm not sure. He definitely put it in and then went out and didn't catch anything, so he stopped fishing. But since then, some fish have come around. Not much coming around my hooks right now. Hoping we pull in here and start catching them right away. Not. Maybe we should go over to the 6 can. Sometimes that fishes like the pinnacles a little bit. It's kind of like a northeastern pinnacle. It does it in the winter time. There's fish on the pinnacles in the winter, like December, November, December, sometimes we'll be at 6 cans here. I don't know about this time of year. I don't think that coffee cup's as big as my other ones. I got a ration. All right. This one little area that we're coming up on now is where we pretty much caught all the fish here before we came up here one day I worked pretty hard for free. That's crazy, 600 traps. Come on, you stupid fish. Well, one thing's for sure, I can tell it would not be nice offshore right now. It's a lot of short period wind waves coming in here. Just the kind of thing that would beat me up real bad. I needed. Balloon me up. Give me the pick up the balloon. Nobody's in here yet. Still gotta cross the front of this one thing. Far over on the, yeah, this boat, if I don't put the stabilizers in and it's rough, it'll go all the way, it'll put the gunnel all the way in the water, and the wave will start coming up on the side of the, on the deck, you know. I don't like that. I don't like it when the waves come over the side of the boat, wash the deck off. It's not good. Not fun. You know, anytime I'm on somebody else's boat, I'm I'm not worried about it. I worry a lot about my own boat. They were talking about on the Shogun, on the 90-foot sport fishing long-range boat, it was blowing like 20, 25 knots, and they were talking about how rough it was. I was laughing at those people. You don't even know. You think this is rough? I've heard they've been in some awful storms, though. They're bound to go. Even if there's a hurricane, they just try and get around it. They'll go hide behind an island or whatever. They get out there in some really bad seas. But they were complaining about 25 knot winds in a 90-foot boat. It's like, I don't see the problem. If the deck back there in the pit was just like 8 inches higher, then I could have it scuppers. But when this boat's tanked down, those scuppers are all the way underwater. That's unacceptable. And then I like getting down in the troll pit when it's rough and having the gunnel is above my center of gravity. Or even with it, if it's really rough, I'd bend my knees a little to make sure I stay in the pit. If I brought the floor up 8 inches, it would be more likely I'd fall out, you know. I guess I could just add a railing or something. It'll make it harder to fish. Great, today there's no fish in here by the kelp. On the first bass. Blanked on the first bass. Not good. Yeah, my deck is self-bailing, but the troll pit doesn't bail out. Should have a big bilge pump and a cover for it. You know, if I had a cover for the troll pit, it'd be pretty bulletproof, but I don't. I had a cover for my pit on the what you call it, Sherry Lynn, that Nordic tug. When it got really rough and I was running somewhere, I put the covers on it so the deck could self-bail. As much as I'd like to be out there catching, I really think, I'm sure it's terrible out there for me. So, awful bumpy way up in the islands. Not good in there. On the back tack here, and then we'll put some swivels in on our float lines while we're going across. We'll try and pass at Night Island at 10 fathoms. Oh, not a chocolate! Thank you so much. Yeah, might as well check over there. Maybe there's something. Maybe there's some fish over there. I don't know. Worth a try, I guess. Give the tide and the day a chance to change around here at the kelp. Maybe they'll be in here in the afternoon. Good chance of that. You ready for the excuses? I think there's a cold front coming in here. Might have them lockjawed. Maybe we're not getting a bite because we're just waiting on the big one, you know. We won't get the little tiny ones in, we'll just get the big ones. That's funny that herring's gone. I wonder where the herring went. I thought that we'd be seeing more birds and herring and stuff around in here. I don't see anything today. I actually brought those new binoculars. I'll break them out and look around here in a minute. Oh yeah. Oregon's bad. Oregon is a tough harbor to get into. Our bars aren't that bad to get out. You know, the bad bar we got is the actual ocean entrance. It gets really bad. But there's no blockage to get out of the harbor. Kind of lures you in to the open water. Bubba! Come on, you stupid fish, let's go! I think tomorrow I'll get some fuel. I'll top the fuel off and everything. Maybe I'll do some chores to make the boat more ship shape. Oh, I broke my frog leg. It snapped off on them. They never have been lined up right. They're not right. The welder is supposed to be working on a fix for those. The guy came and measured the boat, welded some tabs on the mast, and disappeared. Left his ladder on. I don't know if he just forgot about it or what. Probably wonder where his ladder went. Yeah, we still got the ladder. I haven't made any money, so I've not been in a, like, hunting them down. We're getting there though. Get a few more good days, and I got the money on hand to pay the guy and go like, hey. Also, I need, like, it would be good for a day like today when it's real rough to have the forward stay on the boat mast, you know, and new frog legs. I'm literally running around out here with busted metal pole hanging off my troll pole. The same thing happened to my frog leg on the port side. They're like out of alignment a little bit, and then all it takes is yank it on at one time against the... Alright, I just marked the first possible tiny little fish on the bottom. I don't know. It's right in the spot where I catch them, so maybe it's a king. Looks like a little fish. See if they're biting. Yeah, I put the other one back together with shackles. I like just drilled a hole in the aluminum and shackled it together. And then if it's really bad, I can like duct tape a broomstick to it, you know. If I'm way out and I need to get in, it's not much of a problem with my stabilizers in. Unless it's like a real storm, then I want them for the... I don't know. My buddy who's really smart about this kind of stuff, looked at it. He said that they were too long. They needed to be placed off the cabin instead of off the mast. And they're not quite lined up either. So whatever. I don't have to have them. The first year I had the boat, there was a freak windstorm where it whipped up to like 50, 60 knots, and it closed the pole. I had the stabilizer down and everything, and it closed the pole, pulled the stabilizer up and everything. That's when I got the frog legs put on there. But I should have let the welder do it all to order. Instead, I had some. My buddy gave me some leftover ones, and then the welder was mad that I didn't have him build the whole thing, and he just kind of slapped them on, and now here we are. Yeah, well, not right now. Not the way this is going. Need a better fish price. Oh, we can get new boats. Maybe for halibut fishing. Halibut fishing's going pretty well. Stock isn't doing that great. Apparently the halibut managers think the stock is at the bottom and it's going to recover now. We'll see. That's why they didn't cut it a whole bunch more. One thing that's nice is I know the boat's fishing well, so it's like, if we're not catching fish, I don't think there's any fish here. Let's go to the next spot. Come back here on the way back in. Yeah, Killian's got another boat. He's got a boat right now, but it's kind of a turn. I bet you he starts fishing that. I don't know. He's got to be pretty bummed out about it. I haven't heard from him. Two boats in 2 years. Maybe he'll just stay at the power plant, you know. Yeah, there's some of that. Well, there was some cheating going on here. Now there's just nobody fishing at all. So cheating game hogs, yeah. There'll be some boats fish when the weather gets nice again. They'll all figure out that there's a few fish around and go out there. Yeah, the Ocean Dancer, the engines are rough on it, and they're, what do you call it? Volvo, Penta, all the parts are really expensive. It's in pretty bad shape, I mean. And it's a hand troller. I guess one good thing that he's got going is that I think he paid for most of the boat, like, at least half of it. I don't know where he stands on the boat payments, but he can sell his Power Troll permit and then not owe a lot of money on the boat or pay it off. Ideally, he could just keep Power Troll, but there's not another Power Troller in his possession. Nobody really pays any attention around here. He could probably just sell fish with his Power Troll permit on his hand troller. until they got something figured out. I guess the cops have been coming around a little bit. I don't know. Put a drill motor on the freaking, use a drill to lift up your bleeder or something, call it power trolling. I don't know. I don't think you're allowed to hand troll with the power permit. You need a hand troll permit. What's up, Mr. Scooter? Doesn't seem to be anything biting around the kelp right now. I was kind of surprised there was anything biting around the kelp to begin with. We'll keep at it though. I'm not giving up. Luke got some. If Luke could catch 3, we can catch 3, right? Go see if anything's over at Knight Island. Yeah, you mentioned something about that, Gary. What you call it? The hand pump. Never heard of such a thing. One sea otter chilling out next to this kelp here. I wonder if Luke's even going to go out today. It's like the Elsie Ann or Ann Elsie or something like that. I guess it's his girlfriend or wife's name. He just slapped the name on it this year. It's the Sea Dory. He's got the Seawolf too. It's a charter boat, nice 30-something foot charter boat. But the Sea Dory's his troller. The last owner of the Seawolf, I believe he trolled it. I think he did. Yeah, he trolled that boat too. But these days, it's really sad. You can't run twin 150s or whatever they are, twin 200s, and go trolling because you can't make enough money at it. But we used to, when I first started doing this, there was a lot more fish, and there was a couple of charter boat guys that would take their 33-foot charter boats. They put gas-powered hydraulic pumps on them, and they had a removable rigging, poles and masts, or just poles. I don't remember how they did it, but they power trolled them. Both Gary Clutchkin on the Warrior and Scott Chadwick used the Seawolf to troll with. Maybe Chadwick used his other boat. There was another one. I don't know. I think he used the Seawolf. Aluminum boats fish great, They would do really well. But they kind of needed to catch at least 10 a day to make it worth it with that platform. As soon as the fall fishery started to get less than 10 a day, then they got out of it. like one of those Tahatsus on it. It's got a Suzuki too, or Mercury for a main, but it has like a little, I don't know, it's like a 6 horsepower that pushes it controlling. Might be a 9 horse. The boat's real lightweight. I don't know why they call it a sea dory. They should call it a bay dory. Liter. Yeah, that hand shoulder is something else. It's a little boat. Yeah, I like this boat. It's way more seaworthy than my Nordic Tug. This one's 32. My Nordic Tug was 26.5. But this does eat more fuel than my old boat. I make way more money with this one though, because I can get out when I wouldn't be able to get out with the other one. It doesn't need that much fuel. Kind of surprised there's no fish in here. We've been doing all right. No love today. Maybe they all went over to Night Island. They'll be on fire up there. I can't even remember the last time I fished 10 fathoms at Night Island. I always go through there with 16, normally 16 fathoms, 16 to 20. I think it's a C, like the letter C. I can't remember. I think Sea Dory. Hello, Karen. Man, it's a bummer we couldn't get out where those fish are. There's definitely fish offshore. There definitely doesn't seem to be any fish in here. That figures. Man. Might as well try the Night Island over here. That's what we're gonna do. See how far it is. A little further than I remember. I don't think it's very far. It's a ways out, that's for sure. 1.7 miles. Go over there and not catch anything. I guess it's not that far. Thank God for leftover salmon. I got this. It was a white one, but it had some pink in the tail. Look out, Shannon. A lot of times nobody knows what's over here at this island because it's so far away. Nobody wants to come out here. I always get pretty upset when I come out and I don't catch anything over here, like wasting my time and money. It could be really good though. I used to go up the bay a lot, like when I couldn't find fish anywhere else, I'd go up, there's an area called the, and there's some kelp over here, like behind this big island. I haven't done it in a couple of years though. Starting in like March, there get to be fish up here in the. Sometimes we'd come here in March. It's too rough to fish out on the pinnacles, and there'd be fish up around the kelp, like further up. Sometimes like really big ones, like on another level. I watched a guy catch one once that was 38 pounds up here. He was right in front of me on a skiff. What did he do? He had on a rod, and he brought the rod up to the leader, and then he was fighting with it for a long time. I'm like, what is going on with that fish? And he had a landing net, and eventually he put in the landing net. I could see that it was big. Later I found out that it was 38 pounds, and he number two'd it cut it with the gutting knife. He cut, when he started in the back, he like filleted the inside of the fish. Because he was so excited. I can't believe they number two'd it. They should have just bought the fish full price. I'm sure the buyer didn't care. It was exceptional fish. That was the last biggest fish I know of that's been caught here. Some year or two before that, in May one time, there was like these huge fish that came in. And there was a guy, Casey Mix, he caught one that was like 46 pounds or something like that. And I watched him do that too. I was there. I had this, it was called like a Superstar Leader or something. I got it from Pacific Net and Twine. It was 80-pound test, and that's all I had on the boat. And they were just snapping it like it was nothing, man. I was using cable baiters with no flasher, just the herring out off the wire, and I was hand trolling. And they would hit that thing, it would be like the whole pole would go thump when they hit it, and then boom, they just snap it off. And I watched Casey went by and he held this fish up, and he's about the same height as me, and it was like as long as he was. He had 120-pound test. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that guy, Sam Johnson, I bought the Nordic tug from him, and then he got a Boston whaler and rigged it to fish, and that's when he caught the 38-pounder out of. That was up here on the other side of this island, up the way at the bluffs. And then, you know, I would always go up to the bluffs and get fish. I'd go up there and Sometimes I go in November and December when I couldn't find them anywhere else, and I'd get them there. And then I made a few trips up there to catch them. You know, we all used to go up there, and it's really far. It's like as far as Manby, you know, it's just far. It's like 18 miles from the harbor. You go up there a couple times and don't catch anything. And then I heard about some other guys that went up there and didn't catch anything, and I haven't been back since. But it's been years since I've gone up there. Maybe we'll go up there this March when the weather's bad. Hopefully the weather's good all March. But today I just want to try around this pocket over here. This is the front of Knight Island. We'll give it a shot. What's up, Matt S? Is that a Matt S? It is, Matt. I even remember when Sam Johnson caught that fish on. I asked him, and he told me he caught it on the spoon hook. And I'm like, what is a spoon hook? What are you talking about? Apparently they call it a spoon hook. Around here is it's like one of those 3-inch, the little coyote spoon, like the small one, the spoon that's like this big. And then the hook is like the same size as a spoon. So they call it a spoon hook. That's what the big one ate, behind the flasher. Right in the kelp. Like 35 feet of water, 45 feet, something like that. Yeah, we'll see. I never come up here in the spring. I just remember, like, anytime I have tried it up here, I don't catch anything. We'll try a pass through here, and then we'll troll back across the channel again and try around the kelp in the afternoon, like I said. If they don't hit when we get back over there, then we'll troll over to the north end and make our way back home. Suck up our defeat if we don't get anything. I was really hoping we'd see some life there at the Jack Island. I could have tried harder. It seems like it's low tide. One main thing about that is if I pull all my gear in shallow, I can fish it differently. Sometimes it produces if I go shallow. But it's better at high tide for me to do that. 10 o'clock, yeah. The way I've been starting out, leaving at 8:30 from my house, it's like I just be getting out normally. I'm all the way over here at Knight Island. I left super early. I drove in the dark for like an hour before I started the stream. I thought we were going to get out on the main bay, I really did. But the conditions were not good. There's no herring on the sonar, nothing, I don't see anything. It's weird. Wonder where it went. Yeah, well once I start catching fish like I have been, I'm ready to go. Let's go get them. Unfortunately, the conditions were not conducive. Now that I'm ready, it's too windy. Wrong wind. The direction is not even that it was too much wind, is it coming from the wrong way. It makes it too rough. West and southwest is the worst here. Just talking about the bluffs makes me want to go back there. Yeah, it used to be good. I used to go back there and scratch fish up all winter. And then I made a few trips without getting anything, and some other guys tried it and didn't get anything. I stopped doing it. Nobody has been fishing Night Island. Normally the hand trollers, Larry Bemis and Dean Firestack and Glenn Israelson and Casey Mapes will all come back here and fish in the shallows. They haven't been doing it this year. There hasn't been any fish anywhere, so people try don't catch it and split. Like me and Leo are the only ones that do this for a living here, like solely. I guess I have a little bit of halibut quota now too. It's very helpful at this point. I suppose Brad Swanson doesn't have another job either. I don't think he's got another job. He might have some retirement pension or something coming from somewhere. His wife still works too. Brad's got the golf dawning. Super Skip Jim, yeah, he's out. He's on. He's got a medical problem. He can't fish because of his hernia. It used to be me, Jim, Leo, and Killian was really only part-time for some of the winter. Like he had a freedom to leave his other job whenever the fish started biting. So if it wasn't like really good, he wouldn't fish and do his other job. But when the fishing was good, he'd fish every day. Not anymore. That's a big problem for the, this whole situation is not good for the fish buyer. I'm just gonna plan on selling my fish off by myself next year. There's no way the buyer can stay open. I don't see it. Everybody else I talk to is like, oh no, they'll buy fish. No, you're silly. They're not gonna stop buying fish. And these are all people that own boats and permits, that are gonna freak out when they can't sell a fish. But they don't fish anyway, so. I guess it would be wise for the buyer to give it at least one more year. Maybe don't hire two guys, 2 guys is too much. But just wait and see what happens next year, Because this is terrible. We're by far the worst year ever. That's what the guy told me. The manager at the plant. Worst king salmon season ever, by far. Getting ready to come up out of the channel over here to this spot. You guys, since we've been doing this, we've never fished Night Island in 10 fathoms together. I don't do it very much, so hopefully we don't end up breaking all our hooks off and stuff. But this time of year, the fish are shallow, so we're gonna go up in the shallows and see if we can't get ourselves into the rocks, make a bad day into a disaster. We could do it. Oh, yeah, there's some huge boulders and stuff over here. For some reason the camera, I thought it was gonna be so great to get the new camera, won't focus on it. But yeah, see the boulders. Yeah, so the bottom is kind of irregular. When you try and get into 10 fathoms, all of a sudden, there's a boulder underneath you. I used to have it on my old chart plotter when I was a hand, when I was a hand troller, I came in here more. Once I started power trolling, I stopped trying to get into the rocks at Knight Island. There is a way to do it. Let us go in, we'll be cautious about it. It's been my experience. You can catch more if you get like right up against the rocks and stuff, but you can still, if there's a bunch of them around, you'll get them even if you're in 100 feet of water. Seems to me it's pretty safe to come down the side, and as long as you got at least 80 feet, you don't get trapped. But there's like dead ends, if you're trying to stay in 60, 70 feet, all of a sudden it's like a dead end. You end up hitting the bottom bad. No, Judah. Yeah, even Judah would have probably not go in here and hit the bottom. I mean, seems like common sense. You don't run in there where there's giant boulders and bounce your cannonballs, right? It's pretty smooth out in 20 fathoms, but there's a couple bumps that stick out in 20 fathoms. But once you get up in 10 fathoms, there's rocks around here. See any life, like no bait fish, no birds. I was noticing that the skiffs were kind of starting to go in the water, like more open skiffs in the water than there has been. People around here like to eat king salmon, and once they get wind that there's a few of them around, they put the skiffs in and start trying to catch them. I know, Chinook Dreamer. I know. I know where some is, but it's too rough out there. We've been getting them. We've been getting them, and then they got too rough. It'll be nice again on Thursday, I think. The weather is, it's changing. It's gonna get cold again. It's been like 40 degrees and raining for weeks. Month almost. It's supposed to go back to 20 degrees, and the wind is gonna shift like 90 degrees and start coming out of the north instead of being east. But before it does that, it's going to spin around to the west. It was blowing southwest today. It's supposed to go tomorrow. I think it's supposed to turn around and blow west for a little bit, which will be terrible. And then it's going to go north. Stay north, which will be cold. Like I know my chart says it's 60 feet deep, but my experience from back in the day is telling me that I can't follow that line. I don't see any sea lions yet. That's good. Sometimes they get in here. Scooter's live playing Fishing Planet. Maybe I should just get a video game console and start doing Fishing Planet. Seems like you get more action that way. But you can't eat the fish you catch. That's a bummer. Right in here by these rocks. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've come in here. What's that? I used to fish the bluffs though. I had some good trips to the bluffs before. King Chaser! We're over by Knight Island, fishing up against the rocks, trying not to get broke off in the reef here. There's 80 feet, that's what we're looking for. 80 feet's close enough. Too rough to get out on the pins today. I tried. Turned around, middle of the channel on the way over there. Some stuff fell off my counters. High five, thank you, Gary. I gotta focus on the chart here. Yeah, it's funny, you know, when we were catching around the kelp the first day, there was a bunch of little tiny fish too. And then the second day we went in there, we just made one pass and we got one. And today we went all the way up and back and forth. Didn't get nothing. It might be the tide time of day. So far, no life here at they call this the pocket. We're in the pocket over here at Knight Island. There's quite a few cormorants on these rocks. That's a good sign. Must be some life around somewhere. In Southeast Alaska. Yeah, I got 1 second. I'll show you what's ahead here. Got the rocks. Oh, there's some feed right there. The reef, Knight Island. Marking a little bit of feed right here. There's like a channel that goes between this reef and the island. It's very shallow. I can't troll through it really, but it's like a pass, you know, that fish hang out, feed hangs out here. There's some feed right here, that's a good thing. Come on, give us a bite. Best thing we've seen all day right here. Probably should be all it takes to get some fish around here. A little bit of feed. Like my chart's pretty good. I'm in 100 feet right now. It says I'm coming up on a finger of the reef where I need to dodge over. Yeah, yep, there's something there. Something for them to eat. There's a loon too. There's a bunch of these those might be long-tailed ducks, the old squaws. There's a lot of kelp to the northwest of here, there's like some pretty significant kelp beds. They're actually probably the biggest kelp bed in the bay. Another problem with it is you got to pick up your gear to go through there. It's too shallow. Once you get through, you can fish, but you can't just like troll around and keep trolling over there. You can troll along the kelp bed on the outside edge, but there's a lot of sunken kelp. Like there's a lot of kelp that lives in the 10 fathom range, and then you just end up getting kelp all over your lines. Underwater drone. Well, I'm not in 100 feet really. I'm in 100 feet, but my gear is only down 57 feet. I think that's where it runs. The boat's been fishing well. You know, we've been pulling fish out of 90 feet. I see them at 90 feet and they're coming right up and grabbing my hooks. So it's close enough. I'm in 80 feet right now. 77. See, it's trying to catch me. Chart's not perfect here. Encouraging to see that bait fish there. We didn't get a bite off of it though. Famous Kenite Island. Coming up on the edge of it here. Kind of looks like low tide on the side of the island. Seems to me like every time I try and run 10 fathoms up along this part of the reef, I end up in an emergency situation. It's going to take a little bit wide. Doesn't seem to be anybody home. I think I'll go as far as the big rock, then we'll figure out what we do from there. That little mark at 88 feet, little tiny mark down there. I don't think it's a fish. After yesterday's success, it's so hard to not catch anything now. I know they're out there. Tiny little scratch on the bottom there. Maybe that's what we need to do is try these plugs out. Put down the plugs. I feel like something's happening. Did I just get a shot? I might have one here. I think I got one. I think I got one on the float. Maybe? Maybe we got one. Maybe. Like, maybe. think you see something that's like, yeah, it kind of looks like a, that's what they've been looking like, you know, and then your float starts banging back and forth. Probably a good time to go check the hooks. Let's turn on our sonar in the back. I haven't been running it because I feel like maybe it's electrifying the fish or something, but I need to know how deep it is while I'm running this area. Otherwise, I'll end up losing all my hooks. I think we got a bite. I'm not sure. Maybe. Turn that on there. Maybe, you guys. Maybe, just maybe. I should put my jacket on. Of course, it starts raining the minute I come out here. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there's something on there. Got the green spoon again. That'd be a keeper. Came up off the bottom quite a bit. Third mark. Went right past the, put both the spoons down there. One. Did not like the, didn't like the one. Oh, man. It's weird, it bit on the float and in that spot, too. Weird. What the heck was it doing up there? It's a keeper all day long. We got one! 9-10 pounder. Woo. Woo! It's cold out there. Let's go! Got one! Poaching the hand troll fish now. I got you, hand troll fish. Woo! Getting cold, man. So we were looking for right there. Got him. Woo! weird bite, man. I saw something that looked like it could be a fish, and what in the world did it hit that one for? Whew. Well, I'm glad we got one over here. I hate coming all the way to Night Island and not catching one. Just getting one is good. Pretty happy with that. See if we can get another one. I saw that same, you guys remember that blue, like kind of that blue color sonar mark on the bottom? It was like a little chunk of blue just kind of sitting down there. It looks suspicious. I mean, maybe that's not even the mark that hit, but we got the bite like about 30 seconds after we went over it. Woo. It is. What's that? That's okay, Holly. You're good to go on the live stream. No worries. Get some soup. You need a soup? Ooh. Did you ever get one, Zyro? I saw you fishing. Marking a little touch of feed down there, a little column of feed. Yeah, see, the chart says it should be about 100 feet deep here. It's 85 feet deep. Lie, chart. I'm going to put a mark on that. I can get the edge down, and then I can get closer to it. No bites at all, huh? What the heck? Well, we just got our first bite, Zyro. We've been trolling around for a few hours here, nothing. Went to a new spot, got one pretty quick. Low tide at 2, so it's going out. Wonder if I should turn around and go back in that pocket, or go over here to this big rock. I think I'll go at least as far as the big rock. Want to make sure I get back to that pocket before low tide, though. That was nice keeper. No messing around with the little ones here. I was afraid when I first saw it wasn't going to keep, and then started to put up a real tussle to get him in. It was well hooked. They like those glow spoons. Another one on the glow spoon. The white gorilla would be upset it wasn't on the moonshine, it was on the tonic. They really like that one on the starboard float. Heck, it came up and got it. It wasn't even the one on the bottom. We've been getting them with both. marked that little bit of feed in there, and then sure enough, there was a king salmon around, just like the Chinook. What was he called? The Chinook Dreamer, he called it. Find a feed, find a fish. Found a feed, and we found a king salmon. Got him, Zyro. We got started here. Nice 10-pounder. Maybe it's only 9 or 10 pounds. Got him out of 90 foot, about 90, 95 feet of water. I think it was on the bottom and it came up for us. But I'm not sure about that. I might have marked another little fish. I remember saying that I seen another one that might have been something small. That could have been, it could have been that too. Could have been the invisible one as well. How's it going, Chunky? What's up? We got one, finally. Thanks for coming back. You could be a Smurf like the rest of us. I'm seeing these marks on the sonar. It reminds me of like it was out on the bar when we weren't catching anything. It's kind of like columns of, looks like it's sonar malfunctioning or boat malfunctioning. I think that must be a condition of the water, or like actually some kind of feed in the water. Because I know the boat's not. The boat was just fine a little bit ago. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. We had a good number of subscribers yesterday. I think we got to 9.4. Going for 9.5. Very much. Yeah, not the little tiny static, but the no, it's like a more something else going on down there. This is like, remember we got the 21 pounder? That was over here. Further up the way, but I guess that was in October, I don't know. Yeah, it was up on the wire too, just like that fish we just caught. It was on the port side, headed up going this way on the drag. I remember hitting the emerald spoon up by the top. Came right in too. I mean, I had to fight it, but it wasn't like a huge battle. That's the biggest fish I caught since I can remember. One time though, a long time ago, I got a 27 pounder on the Gold Plug in Redfield Cove. January. Only the spot where I like to fish was thawed out. The rest of the cove was frozen. It was right in there where we get those rockfish and stuff. Didn't even hit hard. Just flicked the spring one time on the float. It was a big one. Really cool if we could catch fish all up and down the front of this island, not just one in the pocket there. I don't know. I've had good days. I've had good days just getting them right in that pocket alone. It seems to be wise to troll a ways up the island too, because sometimes you'll get them, you'll be getting them in the pocket and then they'll stop, you troll up the island, don't get anything, go back to the pocket, get another one or don't get another one, troll up the side of the island, then all of a sudden you get a double on the side of the island too, you know. They're not just in that one spot usually. Yeah, I'm really grateful that there's a few fish around. It seems like there's a few fish everywhere. All the normal spots have got a fish or two in them. That's how it should be. I'm marking a little bit of feed right here, just a touch. Yeah, it'll be easier to troll back and I can get closer to the island too, but I'll definitely know like where I'm safe. Like I'm out here, it's supposed to be like 100 and some feet deep and it's only 74 feet, so gotta set my line first. I've got marks on the chart where the 20 fathom curve is, but not the 10 fathom. I remember one year I found them in here in the fall after, there was like a bite and there was a bunch of boats in here, and then this is when I was power trolling. It was when I first got my power permit. And then the bite stopped, so everybody left, and I came back and checked on it again a couple weeks later and there was fish again. And I stayed back here until it was from like November until the end of December. Double digits every day almost. That was really good fishing. Never got back in here after that. Catbird, what's up? We're doing doing all right. We finally caught one. Just kind of bummed out. I couldn't get out in the middle of the bay where I wanted to go, and then there wasn't any fish in the other spot where we could get a few. So we went to a different spot all over again. We caught one, so that's encouraging. That's what we're looking for sure. I'm gonna see if we can catch some more. Getting over by the big rock now. I kind of wanted to go deer hunting on this island this fall, but first day I tried to go deer hunting, I shot one. So, well, I guess maybe it wasn't the first day. Pretty much. Maybe next year. I feel like with the grocery prices being so high that all the deer in town got poached, but I don't know. We used to see a lot of deer walking around and now there's none. Could be dogs, wolves, bears. I think it's people. Not very many people come back to this island though. There's deer on it. It's real thick. Help protect it from the wolves and the bears. I've been on shore on the island once. I don't remember how the heck did I get on shore. I must have paddled my skiff in. Yeah, the moose hunting. I think that was opening day. You know, a lot of people got a moose after opening day too. Old Sansa got his moose as well. I think he got it out of that same tree. I told him which tree to go to and he just went there every day. He said he was seeing a lot of bears on the way in. It took him a long time to get the thing. Eventually it came out though. It was a big one. They wander around the woods. That time of year, there's moose. There's a lot of country where we can't get to, and there's moose in it. So eventually they just end up working into the spot where we do hunt. Just wait for them, they come. Come on, wishy wishy. Well, we got the par, you know, we got one. That seems to be par for the course this year. Let's see if we can bump up the game and get two. That'll be like more than normal. We can be above average. We get two. We're on pace to succeed. Yeah, I eat deer, moose, and halibut pretty much every night. We had moose last night. I have moose with me today, right now. Look. There we go. Don't tell me I lost my moose. No. There. That's a moose right there. That's what that is. What's the use of it? I left a couple pieces for Holly. Man, that was good. Moose roast. I only saved the most prime cuts of the moose for the roast. Mostly I ground it all up. Back straps, couple roasts. The rest is ground up. My electric bill was $200 last month. That's a lot for a little cabin. I need to consolidate my 2 freezers because I think I have I think if we consolidate, we can get all of it in one freezer pretty soon. Unplug one of the freezers, save some money. I got a plant light. We get a rose like once a week. That costs about $20 a week to run that stupid light. I think I need to get an on-demand hot water heater too. Because that electric is just so high. It seemed to have come down for a minute and then it went back up. The bill. I think I'm gonna go far enough up this island that I can see around the corner and see if there's any, see if I see any birds up in there. New binoculars that Chris sent me. A lot of times there's a few birds that hang out back there by Chicago Harbor, but no biters. I don't see any birds today. Yeah, our electric bill, it never was over $200 before. Now it's starting to be over $200. Oh yeah. Situations like this, these binoculars can really come in handy. There are at least a couple birds back up in there. Nobody's been fishing back in here and said anything. Possible that they're keeping it a secret. Wonder what those skiffs are up to when the open skiff starts multiplying, you wonder what they're up to. Back there. It's right in here where we caught the big one. October. I see some ducks and stuff on the point. What's going on over there? Might have to come back here to black bear hunt. Never been up in the hills there, the mountains. You guys want to see? And they say there's a lot of bears on that slide right there. Cade came up and I think he saw some. They saw one up there and then he went hiking up there, but it wasn't there when he got there. Chicago Harbor. Everyone tells me that's where there's a lot of wolverines. If you bring your traps back up here, you catch a lot of wolverines. Like several every year, 5 or 6. If it's like this next year, I'll be ready to do that. I need some more milk crates is what I need. There's probably already milk crates on the trees down in the handy spot to park the boat. Turn around and get a nice straight line and go ahead and clean that fish, get that out of the way. Yeah, well there's like so much mountains and stuff back there. There's guides that hunt this area, but there's not very many of them. There's a lot of wilderness. There's no roads back there. There's nothing. The only way you can get back there is with this boat. And there's only one spot really in that Chicago Harbor area where it's fit to go ashore. So you go around in the fjord, you can get up on shore too. That's where they go. The bear hunters go to this Chicago Harbor and then back around up in the fjord. With a guide. They don't take very many guys though. When I used to come back here and fish and like the bluffs and stuff, I'd always see them. I always see brown bears a lot, like really big brown bears walking on the rocks. But never see the black bear. I don't know. The black bear in Alaska is really hard for me to get. Everybody else gets them. Not me. Maybe we'll catch a big fish out here in the deep while we're cleaning. Start our way back. We can just go back around and around in that pocket and catch fish. We'll try a couple turns through the pocket up here. Whip this king salmon into shape real quick. Yeah, I got lots of exciting different bullets to load up now. I got some ballistic tip 180s. They're nice. Be a good black bear bullet for my 308 if the bear's not far away. Or it would be a great all-around bullet for my 300 Win Mag. I shot that moose last year with the 300 Win Mag with a 168 ballistic tip. Oh, it's a white one, which means that the bullet was going super fast. Kind of a bad sign for catching more. I catch a lot of white ones that are just singles. They're not in a school, they're just all by themselves. Sometimes though, might see a bunch together. got what's left of a herring. It's like those herring that came through, they ate them all and they're waiting for more to come. Or there's the herring's hiding around here somewhere. Could be around here somewhere. I lost the lid for my daggone smelly jelly. It's a bummer. Yeah, that's great. We're gonna get a skunk. God knows I couldn't really take very many more skunks. Alright. Nice size fish. We got a bunch of little ones in there. They're all small side yesterday. It's okay, I'd rather have a bunch of little ones than just one big one. Any day. Or none. Get another bite. See if we get another bite. Gary says the tide's going out. Fat Cat, we are still here fishing. We are trolling for the Salamoon. Slowly but surely, we got one. We got to start at it. Shannon would eat this one. Well, I definitely need the money really bad, so I can't eat it. We ate a white one already. We just ate a white one. As a matter of fact, that's what I was just eating. I think I ate it all. I can eat the skin. Round up another one in here. In the pocket. Night eye in the pocket. Sometimes this puppy will deliver a bunch of fish. And then I'll think I'm going to be rich. I'm like, I found them now, I'll be rich. And I go back the next day and there's nothing there. That's another nice thing about hand trolling is you only have 2 lines in, and this takes a second to pick them up. And you can pick them up and go try on the back side of this. But you gotta pick up all your gear to go through the little side channel. I guess you could go through it if you run it at like 35 feet deep, but I'll never fish that shallow. time when there was a bunch of fish around in the fall, I was trolling behind the island here, and it was like so many little ones. Eventually, I remember I did get a couple keepers, but man, there was a lot of little ones. I would bring up the line, and it would come up with like, I was using bait, and you would just see all these other they're like these 25-inch king salmon were just like coming after it. I remember one time I pulled it up, and I saw the little salmon. I couldn't help myself. I let it back down. Got a 25-inch king. It's like, what are you gonna do with that? Man, there was a lot of them back in there. One fish. We got one. We got the first one in the box. Just put him in the box. Yeah, we can't keep those here. I got that marlin teaser coming. That ought to be cool. I gotta get the chest rig so you guys can see the halibut, the king salmon coming up in the teaser. You wouldn't believe it. Oh, that's right. It's gonna be a secret. That doesn't work. Thank you, Shannon. We got the light blue super chat from the Shannon. Yeah, minimum is 28 here. Not allowed to pitch the tail either. They should just make it like 29 and you can pinch the tail, but they got some stupid idea in their head that you shouldn't be pinching the tail on the fish. Because if you're allowed to pinch the tail, it's got a maximum. You can't go past pinching the tail. But since it's a natural position, then it's like, ooh, I could open it up and now you get a ticket. So it's all up to the cop then. If it's close and he doesn't like you, he can give you a ticket. If they would let us pinch the tail, it's just like, there's a solid cutoff there. If you pinch the tail, it's over. Most fisheries you can pinch the tail. I guess they don't want us to pinch the delicate tail of the salmon. It's so delicate, that could be like the deciding factor of it dying or something. They are delicate, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'm not trying to break the neck of the fish. You get a bigger ticket for that if they can figure out you're up to mutilating the fish. Come on, fish. Let there be another fishy up in here. Come on, come on. I can get close to the rocks now because I already got a line in here. Of course, the one fish we did catch, it was in 15 fathoms anyway. It wasn't even in the shallows. Hit on the outside hooks too. I ordered a bunch of steelhead stuff to get free shipping. I needed to spend some money at Cabela's. I got all kinds of steelhead jigs, and I got some rubber worms, and hooks, split shot. I got like 3 different kinds of jigs, some split shots, and a pack of rubber worms. That's all they sent me. They're like, congratulations, we shipped your order, part of your order. Yeah, they shipped me all this stuff. The reloading tool that I actually needed, my case trimming the blade on my case trimmer's got dull. I need a new one. They didn't ship that yet. Yeah, I want to do some steelhead fishing. I'm kind of feeling like I'm over the center pin deal. Maybe I'm just over the center pin because I didn't have my waders last time. I got my waders out now. My 12-year-old Sims boots, the little fasteners for the shoelaces started to break off. Got a right mind to like just repair them. Not trying to buy $200 wading boots. It actually is pretty impressive. Those waders are 12 years old and they still work except for where I cut the knee on like something. Who knows what I cut it on? Trapping wire or something, I think. Well, we didn't get anything on the front of the island. Let's go back in that pocket. We're getting close to it now. Marking a little scratch of feed up on the top, just a little tiny peck. Anytime, there's probably steelhead in there now. The steelhead guide that I know, the guide told me there wasn't any fish this fall, and he thought that was really weird. First time he'd ever seen there were no fish in the river. Kind of like the king salmon. But maybe now since there's a few king salmon, the steelhead will be in there. I don't know, conditions have been pretty good, but I haven't seen anybody. I've been there every 2 days to check my traps, and I haven't seen anybody in there since a long time ago. Nobody's fishing, I don't think. It was flooding. It's probably just now getting into shape. I think it's been an off year for all the fish around here this winter. It's typically really good starting in the middle of April, to answer your questions. And by May 1st, it's like wide open. There's 1,000 tourists here. And yeah, there's weed smoke in the parking lot and tents pitched all over the place. It's like, it's major. It's a major fishing location. Marking more feet again here. Little thicker spot of it there by the service. Yeah, I could get behind some steelhead fishing. Problem is, I gotta work for a living like every single day, so. I got out a few times last spring. I got a big one. I got one. You can keep 2 a year over 36 inches. And I got one last year at the parking lot. There was a big one laying in there, and I got it on the white worm, on the like a 5-inch steelhead worm or whatever. You like that? Judah, we're coming. You don't eat? I know. For real, Bruce. Well, we got one. I'm really happy with that because it was looking super grim on the first spot we went to. No feed at all and no bites over there at Jack Island. Come over here, we can see a little bit of feed, and then we got one. So maybe we can get another one. We're not getting to more. I'll just go back where we started at Jack and then work my way back to the north end. Luke caught 3 at the north end, so he's revealed the location of some fish there as well. Might be some feed on the bottom here. There's a funny thing about Knight Island. A lot of times if I travel one way, I mark like a what looks like feet on the bottom, and then when I go the other way, it's not there anymore. So it's kind of like, I think it's a false return. Has something to do with the way the current hits under the boat or something. Oh, the harbor master just texted me. I think that's Cade. Let me check. Cade got me some limes from Florida. Yeah, the fish are showing up. I think there's a good number of them out on the pinnacles. That's real profitable, but I'm not gonna go out there in this kind of weather. It's not profitable enough yet for that. We'll get there in March though, man. I've braved some pretty crazy seas for $1,000. Especially now, I need it more than normal. Degrees in Houston, it's too hot. No way. There you go. Gotta communicate with the Cadles. He's 15, his parents won't let him have a phone. That's good. All these kids from church, their parents do a really good job raising them. They don't have a phone. They do Bible study like several times a day. So he doesn't watch sometimes they go hang out with their uncle. They watch the YouTube, but normally they don't watch YouTube. Dolphin are going to be on fire in Houston. Sounds good to me. Inches. That sounds terrible. I don't like that at all. Back in the zone over here. Spring is coming. We're getting the winter springs right now. Got a box filling up. Thank you so much, Brad Clements. Dang it, it was so easy to catch that first one, but we can't seem to get another one in here. Come on! Thomas Carabino! Hello! Yeah, the single white, that's a classic. get a white king, it'll probably be the only one you see. Unless it's not. A lot of times just one. All by itself, all by its lonesome. It's the white sheep of salmon. Most of them are black, or red I should say. Most of them are red. I think they say a lot of the white ones come from British Columbia. I was happy to hear somebody told me they were getting rid of the fish farms there. That's really good. That's the best news I heard all year about salmon. The end? I know what that